Coming from a British school, it's a completely different system to the American system, and sometimes things don't match perfectly, and there are a lot of things you have to do to prepare for American college applications. There's the things people know about, like SATs and doing stuff on the side, extracurriculars, but there are so many other things like leadership experience, service experience, the essays that you have to write, and there are so many of them, researching the schools properly and understanding what their personality is. It's almost like when you're choosing the school and the school's choosing you, it's almost like two individuals trying to decide whether they like each other. Before working with Yale, I didn't know how much of a complicated and complex process it is to apply for universities, and actually how much the qualitative things matter and not just the quantitative things. Also for me, it was important the culture of every school, because I live in Abu Dhabi, so I was not able to visit dozens of college campuses like people in the US can. They can just get on a car, drive around and visit schools. I cannot do that. I'm relying on brochures and videos on YouTube that they put. And they all describe themselves in a very similar way, but actually they're completely different schools. So Yale was just so useful in letting me, even after I was accepted, deciding what was going to be the best place for me, where would I fit in, where would I have the resources that I want, and where I would be surrounded by people who would make my college experience good. You need this advice, and you need someone to help guide you, because it's not something you can find on the internet. It requires knowledge of the process. When I got accepted into Harvard, I was crazy. I was in shock. I mean, a lot of people, you see them running around and shouting all over the house. I was just in shock. I sat there for 5 minutes and I couldn't believe it. It took me a couple of days to process it. It was insane. It didn't actually land upon me until way later. I did the whole financial aid thing, finalizing the process. I did so many things, and it still hadn't landed upon me. It was really just a couple of days ago when I booked my plane ticket to go to the US in August for college that I realized, oh God, I'm going. It's a crazy feeling.